So Stuart, during your time as an MSP, you've obviously been campaigning very heavily around the really important issue of food banks. When you've been doing that, what's been the most difficult aspect of dealing with such a delicate situation?
Ultimately, you're dealing with real people. And in February of 2014, I had a members' debate in the Scottish Parliament on the issue of food banks. Now, I raised the issue of food banks in the Parliament, and I'm surprised it hadn't been raised by that point, because we had seen this increase in taking place. Had the members' debate, and I remember a story that I was told when I was in the Inverclyde food bank, and it was from some of the folk who run the food bank. And it was about one of the excellent things that they do is they actually try to work with children. And I think all credit goes to the food bank and also to Inverclyde Council for allowing this to happen. So it's about educating children, about trying to remove the stigma of people needing to go to a food bank. And that's so important, because whilst that stigma is still there, some people who need it are just not going to go. But there was one day where it was a school party we were in, and they were going through the particular piece of work, and one of the pupils put their hand up and said, "You've actually fed me." Now, I remember telling that story in my debate, in my contribution to my debate in the Parliament, and it's, I mean, I'm a father, I've got 2 girls, and I thought, that could have been me, that could have been my kids, and it could be one of my neighbours, it could be anybody who I know. And that was a really hard moment, trying to actually continue to tell that particular story in the Parliament, because it should be something that's personal to all of us. Nobody should have to go to a food bank. The vast majority of people in Scotland and in this constituency in Greenock and Inverclyde will agree to that. Nobody should have to go to a food bank. But when you do, people need that particular service, need that assistance. And it's not just adults, there are children involved in this as well. So telling that story, and the picture of my 2 girls just came into my mind as I was telling the story, and I found it hard to actually continue with my contribution. I had to, but I found it hard to do it, and I just thought, you know what, this whole issue of food banks is something that not everyone actually understands. Unfortunately, there's still some people out there who have this other thought process about what food banks are, what they do, and it's about people going there just for a bit of free food. It's not. It's just they are an abomination in our society. But unfortunately, we need them at the moment, and unfortunately, their usage is only going to increase as a consequence of the Tory budget, the Tory emergency budget, and the further austerity cuts that are coming our way.
Do you think there's anything that anybody could do if they're unsure about how to get involved, where they should start?
I mean, if someone actually wants to find out more information about food banks and about the Inverclyde Food Bank, either can contact me in my parliamentary office or in Argyle Street in Greenock, or even go into the Inverclyde Food Bank, or contact people from the Elam Church. That's where the food bank is actually based, that's where it's run from. So there are various avenues. They also have a website, various avenues as to how people can obtain information. But ultimately, I'm happy to assist people to get more information about the food bank. So by all means, anyone who actually wants further information, please contact me.